Ain't it sharp enough yet?
It's never sharp enough.
What began as a conflict over the transfer of consciousness from flesh to machines escalated into a war which has decimated 1 million worlds. The core and the arm have all but exhausted the resources of a galaxy in their struggle for domination. Both sides now crippled beyond repair, the remnants of their armies continue to battle on ravaged planets, their hatred fueled by over 4,000 years of total war. This is a fight to the death. For each side, the only acceptable outcome is the complete elimination of the other.
What's shakin', Internet? Welcome to the first of many reviews. Today's review is on the classic game Total Annihilation Steam Edition. Now, Total Annihilation is an RTS released in 1997 by Cavedog Entertainment and won a metric fuck-ton of awards at the time, and was considered the first 3D real-time strategy game at the time. Even though the game was 2D, it contained a height value which allowed it to act as 3D, which at the time was pretty damn impressive, and was also one of the first real-time strategies to feature radar. So you could probably say that this game was a pioneer for future RTSs and helped the golden age of the genre to come about. Anybody who's played any RTSs in the late 90s, early 2000s would probably know what I mean. Now, the Steam Edition comes with 2 expansions, Battle Tactics and the Core Contingency. And the whole edition comes with about 200 campaign missions. And at the time when first released, the internet was still in its kind of baby stages, it was only just out. And at this stage, this was a shitload of content for a game. Now, I might be slightly biased on this review, maybe slightly, because I still own my original version of Total Annihilation from 1997 and remember spending thousands of hours playing it over the last 25 years, but you know, I'll try to keep it as neutral as possible. Oh, did I mention the soundtrack? It's fucking amazing. You should go and get it. Get the soundtrack. It was written and composed by Jeremy Soule, and it's still a soundtrack I listen to today, and when I'm playing other games, I fucking love it. It had a feature on it that the track list would change depending on what you're doing in the game. If you were relaxing and building some stuff, the music was very subtle, and as soon as the enemy attacked, the music would change into epic battle fucking style music. It was, I just can't stress how good this soundtrack is. Like, go and listen to it right now. I'll wait till you get back. You go listen to the soundtrack, and then you come back and finish the review, alright? Alright, you done that? Good. Alright. Now, the story really isn't that much in depth for the game. There are 2 factions, the core and the arm. The start of a war over the transfer of consciousness from flesh to machine that has raged on for 4,000 years. And that's pretty much it. The start of the campaign really does not add any story apart from a bit of knowledge into the planet and your mission objectives. So yeah, that's pretty much the story, really. Gameplay, you start with a commander, which can build structures, defenses, factories. You start by securing resources, energy, which is made from solar plants and windmills, and as you go on, you'll get more advanced ways to get energy, and also building metal extractors on metal deposits. And again, as you advance, you'd get more efficient ways to get these resources. Total Annihilation works a bit different from other RTS games at the time, as the resources never dry up and give you a constant stream of resources that will only slow down building when your metal and energy costs outweigh your input. So you can build a massive amount of buildings, units and defences, as well as advanced construction units which can build things like the commander but at a slower rate, but they usually have access to more advanced buildings. There's a massive range of tanks, mechs, planes, hovercraft, warships, fucking just anything you can think of. It's a couple of my mates at the time didn't actually like the game because of how many units there was in the game. They'd prefer something like StarCraft, which had a more basic, more thing to it, where this was made for the big, huge fucking sea battles, plane battles, fucking, yeah, it was made for that. But it was great, yeah, I loved it. So once you've built your army up, you wander off to kill the enemy, which will be doing the same thing. The structure of the main campaign missions is fine, but does not really deviate from some basic objectives. You know, destroy this, protect that, last for this amount of time. You know, it was pretty basic, really. Battle tactics added a bit more flavour with mission design, but again, boils down to the same thing. There was a shitload of maps available for the skirmish and single player and multiplayer and all that sort of hoopla. Wide range of biomes from forests, snow, lava, dead moons, water maps, which would require you to build on the water and win with only using like warships and planes, to maps that are totally metal and makes building an army faster with pretty much unlimited area for metal extractors. Now the AI is fairly basic. I still have to commend it for its time, but playing it now, it is fairly dated compared when you see other RTSs around this time and, you know, over the last 10 years. Yeah, it is very, very dated, but it does what it's supposed to do. The enemy will build up its base, it will send units at you at a constant stream. Some matches get really, really hard. When I'm playing skirmish, I usually play up against 2 or 3 enemies just to give it a bit of flavour to it. But that's when the campaign missions work a little bit better, because they're a little bit better structured than skirmish. And I've seen in skirmish, I've seen the computer do some dumb shit, like block itself in with buildings so none of its units can get out, and some just other stupid shit. But they do what they're meant to do. That's fine. They won't build nuke launchers, which is a pity because those things fucking are brutal. And in skirmish, the second you get a nuke launcher, you can just bomb them back to the fucking Stone Age, and they won't build them. So, but there are mods available that will aid the enemy's AI and get them to do different stuff. There's a website for all the mods. There are literally thousands of fucking mods. So go and check them out if that's your fucking thing. But for this review, I'm just reviewing the base game. As for multiplayer, you have to get an external program to play multi, and there is no support from the Steam game, which is a shame. Would have liked to see something implemented for the Steam release, but oh well, stiff shit. But overall, a fantastic retro game, and I believe will live on as one of the great real-time strategies and a pioneer for future games of the genre. It's a must for any strategy or real-time strategy fans library. Today, I'm going to give this game an 8 out of 10. It would have been a 9 if it had some multi-support added to the game. So let me know in the comments if you've played the game or any other game you'd like me to review, new or old. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review, and always remember,
It's never sharp enough.